Hey, it's Kyle here, and today I'll be reviewing And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. This is my second Agatha Christie book I have read. Last year I read Murder on the Orient Express and absolutely loved it. Definitely one of my biggest holes in my book nerdom was not have reading an Agatha Christie book before. Always had wanted to, just never got around to it. I was very familiar with her work. Knew how acclaimed and popular she was. I'd seen her various books parodied and referenced in countless TV shows, movies, other books. Just had never got around to reading one of the books, but read Murder on the Orient Express last year, like I said, really loved it, and definitely made me want to read another one of her works. And this book, And Then There Were None, is probably her most acclaimed book, and I think with this one and Murder on the Orient Express are probably her two best well-known works. So I decided, like, well, I've already read Murder on the Orient Express, And Then There Were None seems like a natural second book for me to read. And I'm glad I did. I really enjoyed it a lot. Now, I'll say personal preference-wise, I think I slightly prefer Murder on the Orient Express. I know a lot of people prefer this one over it. Not to say I didn't enjoy this one. I still loved it. I think I just enjoyed Murder on the Orient Express a little bit more, and I'll explain why I think that is a little bit later. But first, kind of touch on this book a little bit, which I think of all the Agatha Christie books, this is the one I probably had seen parodied the most in other TV shows, movies, stuff like that. Specifically, I remember a Simpsons episode that really parodied this one really well. Family Guy, Bob's Burgers. For some reason, animated shows really ring to love it. I know I've seen it in live action ones as well. It's just those animated shows are the ones that kind of stick out to me. Like the one I remember specifically is Bob's Burgers. I absolutely love that episode where they parodied this book. If you're not familiar with this book, like all Agatha Christie books, it's a mystery. So if you like a good mystery story or whodunit, you're going to actually love this book. So the premise is basically 10 strangers are invited to this island off the English coast by a mysterious individual that none of them quite know, but the invite has enough intriguing info to kind of lure them to the island. The 10 people don't really know each other. They get to the island. There's this mansion. There's supposed to be this big party. They're kind of like the opening reception. Their host hasn't arrived yet. And then while they're waiting, a mysterious voice comes across the room and basically accuses each of them of committing some horrible crime that they weren't held accountable for, and they're going to pay with their life while they're on this island. And that starts the story. Very quickly, you have one of the individuals die, and then there you go. That's the start of the story. And quickly, the people left on the island are trying to figure out, like, who's doing this, who lured us here, what's true, were all the accusations true, is one of the guests killing everybody else, or is there somebody else on the island? It very much is a very fascinating mystery story where the entire time you're trying to figure out, all right, what's going on here, who did it, who do I believe, who do I think is lying, and how is this going to end? And like I said, since I've seen this parodied in a lot of other stuff, I knew the general concept of the story, but that did not take away from my enjoyment of this book, because Agatha Christie's I'm thinking of a good way to phrase this, her execution of this concept and the story is masterful. She pulls it off without a hitch. There was never a point where I felt like, I don't know if I really buy that, or like, that seems like a little cheesy. Everything was done extremely well, very well written. Characters are very interesting, even though they all have kind of a bad side to them. You still kind of begin to identify with some of them. So some of them you feel like I'm kind of rooting for you to make it, but other ones like I'm rooting for you not to make it. Very entertaining story. Really loved it. I don't want to get too much more into it because since it is a mystery, it'll kind of ruin the storyline for you if I kind of delve too much into it. But why did I enjoy Murder on the Express a little bit more than And Then There Were None? And I think the reason is in Murder on the Express, you have a detective trying to solve the mystery. Where in this one, you have a bunch of individuals who are kind of caught up in the thing themselves, trying to figure it out, but they don't quite have that detective brain. And I think from reading this book, I think I realized I really enjoy a mystery where there is some very brilliant individual who's trying to figure out, and I kind of find it fun to kind of see how their brain works and figure out, like, how they solve the mystery versus more regular individuals who don't necessarily have a talent for investigation trying to figure out what's going on. Still both very entertaining stories, and I really enjoyed them a lot. Like if I did Murder on the Orient Express was like maybe like a 10, this is like a 9.5. So still loved it. Just like I think I kind of enjoyed the aspect of having a detective there to try to solve the mystery versus no detective trying to solve the mystery. But like I said, if you enjoy mysteries, definitely recommend this. You know, check out Agatha Christie. You know, any of her books. Like if you enjoy more contemporary mysteries or even like true crime type stuff, I think you'll enjoy Agatha Christie's works a lot. And I definitely want to read another one of her books now that I've read 2 of them. So in the comment section below, I guess that's my question to you. I've read Murder on the Orient Express and Then There Will Be None. What book of Agatha Christie do you think I should read next? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this review, please hit that like button. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time, and happy reading.